Welcome to the Megacast. I'm Tyler Kieft, welcoming you to our live, local, 5 days a week TV, radio, and streaming show looking into all things Michigan. Today, we'll be talking to a whole host of fun stuff and important news stories here in the state of Michigan. Normally, we'd go through today's top headlines, making news across the state during this segment, but we have a packed show ahead, so let's dive right into it. Let's get things started. We are just days away from the annual Woodward Dream Cruise in Oakland County, which means there's going to be a ton of fun this weekend to have in Royal Oak. Joining us now from the city of Royal Oak is their Superintendent of Recreation, John Fidel. John, thanks for joining us today.
Hey, no problem. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate having you on. So tell us a little bit about some of the upcoming events and fun that's going to be happening in Royal Oak this weekend in celebration of the Woodward Dream Cruise.
Yeah, of course. So in Royal Oak in particular, we have our performance car show over at Memorial Park off of Woodward and 13 Mile. And we'll have about 700 cars parked in the park for spectators to walk through and enjoy the shade. And it's going to be a good day. Look at all the classic vehicles that are displayed in the park. And then we'll have also a lot of retail vendors out there and concession for everyone to enjoy anywhere between elephant ears, burgers, all the good food that you're probably not supposed to be having on a regular basis. But for one day, you guys can come out and enjoy everything.
In terms of the Woodward Dream Cruise itself, it's kind of an informal event for the community in Oakland County and for car lovers in southeastern Michigan, but it is also a formal event. What sort of role does the city of Royal Oak play in the formal event that is the Woodward Dream Cruise?
Yes, so I'm the treasurer of the Woodward Dream Cruise board. So the board consists of other members throughout the community. There's 9 communities that consist of the board and also 9 communities that are alongside Woodward that participate in the cruise. So we all get together and make sure that the event is off and running and there's no hiccups. We provide access for the communities to set up their own show and get their little advertisements through the board. And then Ford is going to be the sponsor this year. So we put that together for everyone. And it's a group of good people and good directors throughout the municipalities to put together this formal show. And then as you made mention of, the informal show with all the municipalities coming through and putting on their own show. I know Ferndale has a show, Berkeley has a show, Royal Oak has a show. So if you go down the stretch of Woodward, all those communities have a show for that Saturday.
In terms of getting into the city or getting to the events in the city, one of the issues that's always coming up during this time of the year, really the whole week of leading up to the Woodward Dream Cruise, but especially on the Saturday of the event, is parking. In terms of parking in Royal Oak, what is the situation there? What parking is available to the public joining in on this event, specifically in the city of Royal Oak?
For sure, yeah. So we have parking at our golf center lot, which is right across the street from Memorial Park off of Coolidge and 13 Mile. And then we also have parking at Gundyre Park, and that is both parking spots are manned by our youth programs and our other Royal Oak Recreation Department partners. For instance, Gundyre Park, the Nature Society will man that, and it serves as a fundraiser for them. And then our Royal Oak Titans, which is our youth football team, mans the parking lot at the golf center, and that serves as a fundraiser for them. So we'll have plenty of parking for everyone to park in and walk across the street, and we're all about a half a mile away from the show.
It's just one of those events that is, in some ways, the unofficial last event of summer in Oakland County, and it really is a very busy period for those cities that you mentioned, Royal Oak, Ferndale, Berkeley, and so on in Oakland County as these festivities are happening. For your city specifically, John, for Royal Oak, just how big of an impact economically is a weekend like this, having the Woodward Dream Cruise going through Royal Oak?
I mean, it has a big impact. Royal Oak has a long stretch on Woodward, and so a lot of the restaurants and businesses set up their own shows or open for to eat at restaurants and open for retail vendors. Retail stores are open. We also have a lot of out-of-state car lovers come out too. I mean, it's one of the largest shows in the country. It's probably the only size show in the country that is of this magnitude with this historical aspect. So we got some cars coming up from Florida, coming down from Canada, coming in from Ohio. So we're bringing in not only Michigan car enthusiasts, but we're bringing national enthusiasts.
We're joined by John Fidel, the Superintendent of Recreation for the city of Royal Oak, joining us on the Megacast, talking about the Woodward Dream Cruise, that event this week, Saturday, in Royal Oak. ROMI.gov for more information from the city's perspective on activities this weekend and beyond in the city of Royal Oak. ROMI or ROMI.gov for more information. John, before we let you go, any other information that the public in Royal Oak or those visiting the city should know in anticipation of this weekend's event?
Sure. Yep. So the cars start lining up on Friday. Noon to 9 is the Friday show, and then Saturday is our official show, and that is from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. So we'll have all the 700 plus cars in the park on Saturday, and come on out, look at all the vintage and classic vehicles, and also take a look on the street of Woodward. We're parked right on Woodward, and you can watch the cruisers drive up and down. So it's a good time, and look forward to seeing everyone out there.
ROMI.gov for more information from the city of Royal Oak in anticipation for this weekend's Woodward Dream Cruise. John, thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
WoodwardDreamCruise.com for information on the event proper, the official Woodward Dream Cruise event, 9 a.m. until 9 p.m. on Saturday, August 20th, as this week, Saturday. Again, WoodwardDreamCruise.com for more information for a visitor's guide if you're coming in to Michigan or coming into the Oakland County area for the Woodward Dream Cruise for the first time, or want to see some of the new activities in many of the cities, such as Royal Oak, that you can patronize this weekend. WoodwardDreamCruise.com for all of that. We're going to take a quick break on the Megacast. When we come back, we'll talk about art in Hazel Park. This is the Megacast.
Let's savor these moments, made possible by the COVID-19 vaccine. Keep the dining out going by keeping yourself protected and your COVID-19 vaccines up to date.
Connect with local leaders, philanthropists, and more. The Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce presents the 2022 Leadership Breakfast. Join the Chamber for a morning of insight with guest speaker Laura Graneman, with the whole event emceed by Fox 2 News anchor Roop Raj. Join your local businesses at the Wabeat Country Club September 13th at 8:30 a.m. Order your tickets by September 6th at westbloomfieldchamber.com/breakfast. We'll see you there.
Let's whoop it up for these moments, made possible by the COVID-19 vaccine. Keep the cheering going by keeping yourself protected and your COVID-19 vaccines up to date. In the face of COVID-19, staying healthy is important. And now the same is true as we face the flu. Influenza has the potential to infect millions, putting lives and the healthcare system at risk. Fortunately, it's easy to protect yourself. The flu vaccine is safe and effective, and with COVID-19 still spreading, it's essential. To see how you can hit this virus head on, visit michigan.gov/flu.
Welcome back to the Megacast, our live daily 1-hour TV, radio, and streaming show about all things Michigan. I'm Tyler Kieft. Learn more about the program by visiting civiccentertv.com/megacast, where you'll find information on our entire network of stations, including our co-flagship, My Michigan TV. Art fair season in Michigan is far from over, and in southeastern Michigan next week, you can join in on all the fun and great art in Hazel Park at the Hazel Park Art Fair. Joining us now from the Hazel Park Arts Council is Amy Aubry, as well as Lily Ristau. Thank you both for being with us today.
Hi, thank you for having us.
Appreciate having you both on. So let's start off with you, Lily. You are the Secretary of the Hazel Park Arts Council. Tell us a little bit of background information on the Hazel Park Art Fair, how long this has been going on in the city, and what people can expect when they come out to the event next week.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is our 10th art fair in Hazel Park. We're really excited that it's coming up in a couple weeks. Basically, in addition to, we're going to have more than 90 artists there. We have vendors. We have a wide range of live music. There will be food trucks, a charity, beer tent for those able to indulge. And then we also have like things like take and create art kits, so kids can take home art or craft and do that at home with their family. So we really have something for everybody. And a ton of artists will be there, wide range. 90 plus is more than we've ever had. So we're really excited.
So Amy, as you're choosing the artists, or as you're looking for artists to join this particular event, what are you looking for at the Hazel Park Arts Council in order to put forth the best possible show for those that are visiting in Hazel Park proper, but also from outside coming in to the city?
Our big thing is we like to have all original art. We don't like to do mass produced stuff. So everything is created by the artist, using their skills. And it's a variety of, illustration using acrylic paints. We have ceramic artists, we have glass artists, people that use concrete, laser etched wood. So there's some really creative techniques. So we're looking for really original art pieces, but as well as stuff that is available for everybody, that would be really diverse, so that we like to think of our art fair as having something for everybody. So we like to make sure that the selection of artists and vendors reflect that, so that everybody that comes will hopefully be able to take something, unique and personal home for themselves.
Lily, in addition to the visual arts element of the art fair, there's plenty more, as you had said, and kind of just mentioned in passing earlier, for the whole family to experience at the Hazel Park Art Fair. Can you tell us about some of the other activities that are going to be at this year's event?
Yes, so we have some great stuff. We'll have like 13, I think, local and touring bands, a wide range of music. We've got everything from like punk rock to more folky type stuff. So we'll have a wide range of music there. We'll also have something that's really cool and unique to the Hazel Park Art Fair, which is Shadow and the D3 Circus, which is a group that does aerial performances, which is so awesome to hear the music, see aerial performances at the same time. We'll also have delicious food, of course. We have food vendors as well as food trucks. We'll have Poverino, Italian street food, Pizza Pazzo, wood-fired pizza, and Whoa tacos, which are like elevated street tacos. And then we'll also have great local beers, of course, for a wonderful sunny summer day. And all of the proceeds from that beer tent go back to the Hazel Park Arts Council, which is great. And then we'll also have a yoga event, 11 a.m. on Sunday. So that'll be fun. And that's for charity as well, benefiting First Step of Michigan. So we have pretty much something for everybody.
We're joined by Lily Ristau, the secretary, and Amy Aubry, the treasurer of the Hazel Park Arts Council, joining us on the Megacast. More information on the event, as well as on the Hazel Park Arts Council, can be found at hpart.org. That's hpart.org. For more information, the Hazel Park Art Fair is August 27th and 28th. That is beginning at 11 a.m. on both days, 11 to 7 on the 27th and 11 o'clock to 5 p.m. On the 28th. It'll be at Green Acres Park in Hazel Park. It's free to the public and it is open, of course, to all ages, as Lily mentioned with some of those events. Lily, you have another really interesting exhibit there that's debuting this year. It's an interactive exhibit called The Wishing Tree. Can you tell us about The Wishing Tree and how those that attend the Hazel Park Art Fair can participate?
Yeah, absolutely. So the Wishing Tree is exciting, new, interactive, just like you said. It's kind of an evolving time capsule. Basically, attendees can write down anything they're wishing for and on a ribbon and tie it to the tree, and it'll live on. So at future art fairs, we'll use it and take it out so we can kind of see how attendees' wishes have evolved over the years. We're really excited to debut that this year.
Amy, as Lily mentioned earlier on, this is the 10th year. This is the 10th anniversary of the Hazel Park Art Fair. How much has this art fair grown over the years into what it is today? And what's the look into the future beyond 10 years?
So the Hazel Park Arts Council took over the planning of the fair in 2016. And it was originally run by a private resident who was a member of the Hazel Park Arts Council. And then it evolved into the entire organization helping with the planning. we've been able to grow it by really adding a lot of the performance art features, really growing the size of the fair, being able to support more. We've added a mentorship program for artists that maybe this is their first fair. They're not sure if the art fair circuit is something that's right for them. So we pair them up with an experienced artist to kind of help them learn, what's a good setup look like, different, the different aspects of being on the art fair circuit, because this is how a lot of local artists make their living. So we've really worked on doing that. We've done some live demonstrations before with wood carving. We've had some murals that have been painted at the park during the art fair as well. So we really try to make it, a great experience and interactive for everybody.
And you mentioned for many of these artists, especially the local ones, it's important because this is how they're making their living, and the art fair circuit, especially in Michigan over the summer, is so important economically to these individuals. In terms of the greater community, Amy, how does the art fair help to give back to the Hazel Park community at large?
One of the things we do directly for the artists, we keep our vendor fees low so that it's affordable, so that we can put more money in the pockets of artists. We don't want them to have to spend, all of their money just to reserve a space. We want them to be able to come and really share their work, which really helps the local community that way by putting more money in the pockets of artists. And then all of the money that's raised through our charity beer tent and from our sponsors at the art fair, we are a 501c3 nonprofit organization. So all of that money, because we're all volunteers, we all do this out of the goodness of our hearts and just for our passion. All the money that we're able to raise, we put directly back into the community, looking at, creating more public art and opportunities and artist roundtables to bring artists together and find out, what's important to them and how we can best serve them as a community.
August 27th and 28th in Green Acres Park in Hazel Park. It's the Hazel Park Art Fair, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. on August 27th, and 11 a.m. until 5 p.m. on August 28th. Again, that is at Green Acres Park in Hazel Park. More information on hpart.org, hpart.org for more information on this and other events through the Hazel Park Arts Council. We're joined by Lily Ristau and Amy Aubry from the Hazel Park Art Fair on the Megacast. For both of you, and let's start with you, Lily. 10 years of this event, you've been participating yourself in this in a leadership role this year. What is your favorite part about, or favorite element of the Hazel Park Art Fair? Let's start with you, Lily.
Sure. So last year was actually my first time being on this side of the Hazel Park Art Fair, and it was just so inspiring to see that it truly is a labor of love. Like Amy was saying, we're all volunteers who really just want to see art in the city of Hazel Park, and we want to see it thrive. So all of us just coming together and seeing how much it benefits the artists. I mean, we have a really great rate of returning artists. So to see that this is something that they really enjoy doing, and seeing the, community come out by the thousands to come to this event and really enjoy it. I mean, there's a really great sense of loving community at this event. And I'd have to say that's my favorite part.
And Amy, what about you?
I always tell people I'm kind of more of an administrator. I love working on the details behind the scenes, the logistics, putting everything together and really working with the artists, finding out what they need and doing our best to help them have the best fair that they can have. And, always finding new ways to make the fair more exciting and different. I was really excited to bring in one of my favorite parts is really the aerial performances, because it's really impressive. Not just, to have like an arts and crafts fair, but to really support the performing arts as well. As I've been a dancer a lot of my life. So it's personal for me to really be able to see that represented, the diversity at a fair like this.
All of the great art and entertainment. August 27th, 11 a.m. until 7 p.m. August 28th, 11 a.m. until 5 p.m. at Green Acres Park in Hazel Park. More information can be found at hpart.org, hpart.org for more info on the art fair in Hazel Park, as well as other events through the Hazel Park Arts Council. We're joined by Lily Ristau and Amy Aubry, the secretary and treasurer, respectively, of the Hazel Park Arts Council on the Megacast. Both of you, just another couple minutes left before we need to say goodbye today. Anything else that you would like the audience to know about the Hazel Park Art Fair and this 10th annual Hazel Park Art Fair, or anything else we haven't discussed yet today?
You go first, Amy.
I was just going to say, one of the great things about the fair is it's in, nice shady, Green Acres Park, which is, one of our biggest parks in Hazel Park. And it's a great family event. You can ride your bike. We've got, some bike racks installed. Although I will say it is a challenge because you are going to want to buy something. So if you do ride your bike, you're going to have to find a way to get it home. But yeah, it's a great, we're supposed to have phenomenal weather. So it's a great family event to bring everybody to.
Lily, anything else from you?
Oh yeah, I just want to reiterate that it really is an art fair for all. There's something for everybody. I mean, there's so much art there that, anybody can come and take home a little piece of the Hazel Park Art Fair, which I really am super proud about. So it's a great time. It's a great community event.
Well, thank you both for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
August 27th and August 28th at Green Acres Park in Hazel Park. It's the Hazel Park Art Fair, the 10th annual Hazel Park Art Fair put on by the Hazel Park Arts Council. You can find more information on the website, hpart.org. Let's take a break on the Megacast. On the other side, helping kids go back to school one backpack at a time. This is the Megacast.
Let's savor these moments, made possible by the COVID-19 vaccine. Keep the dining out going by keeping yourself protected and your COVID-19 vaccines up to date.
Connect with local leaders, philanthropists, and more. The Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce presents the 2022 Leadership Breakfast. Join the Chamber for a morning of insight with guest speaker Laura Graneman, with the whole event emceed by Fox 2 News anchor Roop Raj. Join your local businesses at the Wabi Country Club September 13th at 8:30 a.m. Order your tickets by September 6th at westbloomfieldchamber.com/breakfast. We'll see you there.
Let's whoop it up for these moments, made possible by the COVID-19 vaccine. Keep the cheering going by keeping yourself protected and your COVID-19 vaccines up to date. In the face of COVID-19, staying healthy is important. And now the same is true as we face the flu. Influenza has the potential to infect millions, putting lives and the healthcare system at risk. Fortunately, it's easy to protect yourself. The flu vaccine is safe and effective, and with COVID-19 still spreading, it's essential. To see how you can hit this virus head-on, visit michigan.gov/flu. Now that the vaccine is available for children 5 and up, why do you recommend it?
Kids are part of the community and they can spread COVID.
We're seeing both healthy children getting sick from the virus as well as children with underlying health conditions.
They can easily bring the virus home to other people that are vulnerable and make them sick as well.
This vaccine can change that and keep children safe.
It's essential that your children get vaccinated to protect them, to protect your families, and to protect those in the community around you.
Welcome back to the Megacast, our live daily 1-hour show about all things Michigan. I'm Tyler Kieft. To learn more about the program by visiting civiccentertv.com/megacast, where you'll find information on our entire network of stations, including My Michigan TV. For families, this is the time of the year when you start to head over to your local department store and pick up new school supplies, clothes, and other necessities for the school year. For some kids and families, these items come at great expense or not at all. Kristin Benton is looking to change that, and she is the Director of Development at Volunteers of America of Michigan. Kristin, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Appreciate having you on. For those that aren't familiar with the work and the mission of Volunteers of America, introduce us to your organization and more specifically the work that it does here in the state of Michigan.
Yeah, absolutely. So Volunteers of America has been around for 126 years. We were actually founded with the mission of just being able to serve the whole person. We want to be able to reach out to our most vulnerable in the community and support the whole person, mind, body, and spirit. And so that's really what we're doing right now. Volunteers of America Michigan was actually founded in 1896 up in Traverse City. All of our locations, we're a nationwide organization, but this is the Michigan affiliate. And all of them were originally by, train stations and ports. So it was easy for people to transport goods and services back and forth. Those were kind of our posts, right? We really have been serving people for as in any way that we can. And really the word volunteer is somewhat misleading. When we were founded, we considered volunteerism to mean it was a vocation. So it meant serving others, right? So Volunteers of America, our whole purpose is service for God and country, for the whole person.
And so how does that message then get reflected in the Operation Backpack initiative that happens this time of the year through Volunteers of America? First off, tell us about Operation Backpack and who benefits from this effort from your organization.
So Operation Backpack is it's a wonderful program that is for children who are either low income or they are homeless. And so we know entering school is it's an expensive time of year for everybody, right? New school supplies, new backpacks. And for families that can't afford to supply their children with these needs, these things for school, their kids really aren't entering school ready to learn. It's a weight on the kids, it's a weight on the families. And so Operation Backpack is a way for the community to come together and donate school supplies, brand new backpacks. We have volunteers that come in and help get all of those backpacks ready. And we're able to provide these bags for more than 2,000 kids in our community that are either homeless or low income. So this is one less thing for them to worry about when they start school.
And what are some of the items that end up being in the backpack? Because these are items that, of course, are critical for a quality educational experience in the classroom, but can also be very helpful for them in their experience outside of the classroom as well, in ways that are often overlooked in our communities.
Absolutely. We make our bags very grade specific because we know, what a elementary school needs and just elementary school student needs is very different than what a high schooler needs. So having the notebooks, having the right calculators, having the crayons and the pencils and the protractors, making sure that they have the folders they need. They can teach us some organizational skills. They have the arts and crafts supplies they need for including glue sticks, rulers, all of that sort of thing, construction paper. We want to make sure that they have truly everything. We even include hand sanitizer and Kleenex and a lot of things that classrooms are missing and typically ask families and parents to supply. But if you are struggling financially or homeless, that's not something that you can help with. It's not something that you can bring in. So we make sure that we include those things in the bags as well.
Just how many families in the state of Michigan each year are benefiting from Operation Backpack and other initiatives like this through your organization, especially as we head into the school year?
So last year we were able to do almost 2,200 backpacks. It was pretty incredible. We're in the midst of all of the donations coming in right now. As we speak, on the other side of our building, we have bags being unloaded, school supplies being dropped off. And so we anticipate about that number, if not more, again this year. Initiatives are running really through the end of this month and into early September.
We're joined by Kristin Benton, Director of Development at Volunteers of America of Michigan, joining us on the Megacast. You can find more information by visiting voami.org. That's voami.org for more information, how you can donate to their Operation Backpack initiative, as well as other initiatives, and how you can participate as well. Let's talk about that participation, Kristin, because this event has been running all week long. It's going to be running through August 19th, which is tomorrow, but there's still plenty of time both today and tomorrow for people to get involved if they'd like to help fill these backpacks either through donations or through participating in a volunteerism role. Can you tell us about what sort of opportunities are available and are still in need to help make this operation go as well as possible?
Absolutely. We get a lot of last minute requests. I mean, particularly as schools are starting, schools or districts are identifying other children that have not come forward previously that need supplies. So we still need your help. You can still find on our website, we have a wish list of items that you can get by grade. You can still donate those items. And even going into next week, for items that are dropped off to our office in Southfield, today and tomorrow, we'll need some help getting those items sorted and into bags and so that we can get them ready for the school. So you can absolutely contact us to be a part of either dropping off supplies, doing a drive of your own, or coming to help us get all of those prepared for the kids.
We're joined by Kristin Benton from Volunteers of America of Michigan on the Megacast. She is their Director of Development and joins us on today's program talking about Operation Backpack, happening now through August 19th. It's now through Friday. And you can help by donating or by joining in on Operation Backpack and helping to fill some of these backpacks yourself and get them out to kids in your community by visiting voami.org. That's voami.org, or just search Volunteers of America Michigan for more information. Kristin, across the state, how many communities is your organization serving that may then help kids and help these families all throughout our state?
Right now, we can be found in 14 different counties throughout Michigan. That is something that we certainly hope to grow, but we provide backpacks for all of those communities. And so we're certainly not just reaching out to our surrounding community right here in Oakland County, but we are across the state, even into the west side of the state, in 14 different counties.
And what are some of the other initiatives that your organization runs throughout the year beyond this? Once we get past Operation Backpack, what are some of the other staples that people can participate in if they are unable to participate in this, or they participate last minute and want to help your organization beyond this?
So we have Adopt a Family coming up. The holidays are often a stressful time of year for anybody. There's a lot that goes into the holiday planning, but particularly, again, for those families that are struggling or those families that are homeless. They're looking for some help. So through Adopt a Family, you can adopt those in your community, helping to provide a meal, helping to provide gifts under the tree for those kids, household needs, things that those families may need. Could be anything from, paper towel, toilet paper, to, kids' toys, socks, shoes, clothing. But this is a way that you can help into the holiday. You can also help and volunteer at our veterans, at some of our veteran services programs. So we do housing for veterans down in Detroit. And so we're always looking for some help down there. We have a Coliseum kitchen. So helping to prepare meals for the vets. They get 3 meals a day there. You can help there getting, making sure that they also have a great holiday. Those are homeless veterans in the Detroit area.
voami.org is their website. That's voami.org for more information and ways that you can participate. Kristin, with all these different services, all these different resources available through the Volunteers of America of Michigan and initiatives such as Operation Backpack, can you tell us some of the success stories that have resulted from some of this assistance you've provided to people in 14 counties across the state?
Absolutely. So one of my favorite stories is the story of Brian. He is a veteran who had his first child actually in high school, kind of graduated, worked, went from job to job, trying to make ends meet, and joined the service. And he was in the service for about 6 years. He was a heavy machinery tech, and then broke his neck. So coming out of the service, he had a lot of struggle to obtain disability support, to keep working. And by this point, he had a family. He had a wife and kids and a mortgage, and he was very behind on his mortgage. He knew that he was getting ready to lose his home. And so finally disability comes through. He puts all of his money on his mortgage, but there's still no more money. He's looking for work, and he's just spiraling into depression. So when we connected with Brian, his depression was just, so unbearable that he kept his windows shut and his curtains all day. He lived in the dark because it was just, the light was just too much for him. He was able to come to us and get some counseling and supportive services. We helped him with his resume. We helped him with interview prep. He finally was invited to interview for a great job, and we knew it was perfect for him. But he had a problem. He had a vehicle and no money for gas. And so we were able to even support by giving him gas to get to the interview. So now he has a job. He's able to provide for his family. The stress of being able to take care of his kids and his wife has been alleviated, and he is able to feel productive and feel proud of himself again. And so he was able to do a lot of that through the work that's provided at Volunteers of America, Michigan.
Kristin, before we let you go, anything else that we haven't discussed yet today that people should know about Volunteers of America or keep in mind going forward as you continue to do the great work you do in 14 counties here in Michigan?
The other thing that I certainly want to let people know is there are thrift stores. We have 5, soon to be 6 thrift stores that directly, the purchases through those stores both physically and through our online store, support our social services. So you can donate household goods, furniture, clothing, that sort of thing to any of our stores, and also purchasing through the thrift stores gives back to charity. It promotes environmentally friendly shopping. And as I said, it has an impact in your own community. So you can find more information about that on our website as well, and keep in touch with us through that and the Share Detroit website for other volunteer opportunities.
Kristin, appreciate you joining us. Thanks for being on today.
Thanks so much for having me.
voami.org is their website. That's voami.org to get in contact with the Volunteers of America of Michigan, as well as participate in many of their initiatives, such as Operation Backpack, happening now through August 19th. Let's take a break on the Megacast. When we return, we'll head over to the Michigan Science Center and be joined by Anna Sterner. This is the Megacast.
Can I ask you a question? Why do you want to get the COVID-19 vaccine?
I don't like getting sick. The virus will die. It will be easy to not catch it. Keep my family safe and keep playing soccer. Because I love being vaccinated.
What's your hope for everyone?
I hope everybody gets the vaccine to keep safe and strong. Be like happy, having fun everywhere. Everyone stay safe and hope you get the vaccine. I'm feeling good.
Let's savor these moments. Made possible by the COVID-19 vaccine. Keep the dining out going by keeping yourself protected and your COVID-19 vaccines up to date.
Connect with local leaders, philanthropists, and more. The Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce presents the 2022 Leadership Breakfast. Join the Chamber for a morning of insight with guest speaker Laura Graneman, with the whole event emceed by Fox 2 News anchor Roop Raj. Join your local businesses at the Wabi Country Club September 13th at 8:30 a.m. Order your tickets by September 6th at westbloomfieldchamber.com/breakfast. We'll see you there.
Let's whoop it up for these moments. Made possible by the COVID-19 vaccine. Keep the cheering going by keeping yourself protected and your COVID-19 vaccines up to date. In the face of COVID-19, staying healthy is important. And now the same is true as we face the flu. Influenza has the potential to infect millions, putting lives and the healthcare system at risk. Fortunately, it's easy to protect yourself. The flu vaccine is safe and effective, and with COVID-19 still spreading, it's essential. To see how you can hit this virus head on, visit michigan.gov/flu.
Welcome back to the Megacast, our live daily 1-hour TV, radio, and streaming show about all things Michigan. I'm Tyler Kieft. Learn more about the program by visiting civiccentertv.com/megacast, where you'll find information on our entire network of stations, including our co-flagship, My Michigan TV. While learning at home is always encouraged, sometimes it's best to take your education on the road. That's exactly what the folks at Aramco Americas have done, and now they bring their science experience to the Michigan Science Center. Joining us now on the Megacast is the Director of Programs at the Michigan Science Center, Anna Sterner. Thanks for joining us today.
I'm happy to be here, Tyler.
Appreciate having you on. So the Michigan Science Center has teamed up with Aramco to host an annual celebration of their traveling science program. Can you tell us about this event that's coming up on Wednesday, August 24th at the Michigan Science Center?
Yeah, this is our second year of Aramco Americas sponsorship of our traveling science program that is based right here at the Michigan Science Center. This program allows us to take all of the really cool experiences that you would normally get at a place like a science center, things like workshops, getting to do hands-on tinkering experiences, or getting to see one of our live demonstrations or stage shows. It allows us to take all those things that happen here in the building, pack them up in our really awesome science van, which was just recently stickered by Aramco Americas to get a whole new look. and take it out into the community. So you can catch traveling science at community festivals like Arts Beats and Eats, which is coming up in Royal Oak. But you can also bring us out to your school or your library or even your scout group in order to bring all the really cool things that we do here on the road into you.
So Anna, I know that you have some of the different activities in front of you that, for example, of things people can experience at this partnership between yourself at the Michigan Science Center and Aramco on Wednesday, August 24th. Can you give us an example of some of the activities people can participate in at this event?
Yeah, so next Wednesday, the 24th, from 10 a.m. to noon, we're actually hosting an outdoor kickoff event where people can try out some of our activities, which are part of our Aramco Traveling Science program. One of my favorites we just developed this year is actually a game of food web Jenga. So I have that game in front of me here, and we won't play the whole game. I know Jenga is pretty fun, but this is kind of our unique spin on using Jenga, which is a really familiar and classic game, to teach about the stability of ecosystems. So the summer reading theme for this past summer, you might know, was Oceans of Possibility. So we really took that theme and thought about how we can inspire students and families to be good stewards of the ocean, even though we don't necessarily live near the ocean here, but impacts that we have here, even in Michigan and in our communities, have a greater impact on the world around us. So in this game, students will pull cards out of a deck, and those cards will actually simulate an event that happens in an ecosystem, something like an oil spill, or something like pollution getting into an ocean ecosystem or a watershed. And by pulling various cards and pulling various blocks, which represent different levels of a food web, you'll notice that over time, our food web Jenga game gets more and more unstable, especially because those cards are designed to really trick you, and they're designed to really show you the true impacts that it has. Now, as you remove them, eventually you remove most of the stability from our ecosystem, and it comes toppling down. This one, just like many of our other traveling science activities that we developed this summer with the support of Aramco Americas, we really want students to see themselves in STEM and think about a future in STEM and how STEM impacts their lives. So all of our activities, including this one, are also paired with a featured scientist. So if you stop by the event next Wednesday from 10 to 12, you can also get to learn a little bit about our featured scientists. For our Food Web Jenga game, we have Bridgette Coughlin, who is the CEO actually of the Shed Aquarium in Chicago. But before that, she actually received her PhD in biochemistry, and in her role, she actually does a lot of work to protect ocean ecosystems around the world in a variety of ways. That's sometimes through doing research out in the real ocean, but she also partners with local baseball stadiums to help them reduce waste, like in the form of plastic straws, knowing that even in Chicago, far from the ocean, those impacts can have a global impact, which is something that Aramco Americas really wants to inspire students and families to understand. So that's just one of the activities that we have out for students and families to play at our event next week. But we also have something that they can make and take home. This is another one of my favorites. We are making spin art, which, have you ever made spin art before, Tyler?
I have, yes.
So generally you need this kind of machine that spins with an electrical motor, but if you have a salad spinner at home, which I know I do, and I very rarely use it for salad spinning because it's just maybe sometimes a little bit too much, but we can actually use this to create spin art in the exact same way, and you can actually use your own mechanical motion as the force to spin that paint around. So students who come to our event, they can actually make their own, I'm calling this one ocean current spin art, and you'll see why. But I'm gonna drop a piece of paper in the center, just put a few drops of paint all over my paper circle here. And this is pretty watery paint, which is going to help us for the point of our activity. So when the salad spinner starts to spin, we'll be creating something called centripetal force, which is going to move the paint across as it starts to spin or rotate. So again, I'm doing that just by using the motion of my own hands. If you have one of these at home, you can totally try this out as well. It does involve paint, so I use super washable paint so that it comes right off, but if you don't want to do it in your salad spinner at home, stop by the Science Center. Use our salad spinners. We only use them for science, not salads. So after just a couple spins around the spinner there, we've created kind of a whirling, swirling piece of art that everyone will get to take home when they stop by the event.
mi-sci.org for more information on their event in partnership with Aramco Americas, happening next week, Wednesday, August 24th from 10 a.m. until noon. We're joined by Anna Sterner, She is the Director of Programs at the Michigan Science Center with us on the Megacast. Anna, what other sort of programs are also available right now or coming up at the Michigan Science Center beyond the Aramco Americas partnership that's coming up next week?
Absolutely. So if you stop by the event next week from 10 to noon, the Science Center is still open that day as well. So you're welcome to come on inside and check out all the cool stuff that is happening inside the building. Right now, we have a really special traveling exhibit on our science hall that's called Popnology. So that's included with your general admission. Everyone can go up and check it out. And it's all about pop culture and science fiction movies, but explaining the science behind them. So kind of explaining the movie magic, some people might say, behind some of those kind of scientific concepts. It's also really cool because if you've seen some of these classic movies like Alien versus Predator or Back to the Future, we spend a lot of time in the exhibit talking about some technology that back then we thought could only be part of science fiction, which now is actually a total reality. Things like self-driving cars, which back in the 80s we thought, no way could that happen, only in movies, right? But those types of scientific advancements are actually happening right now, even here in Michigan. And so students and families can be a part of those industries now and also learn about them by stopping by the exhibit. And that exhibit is only here until the end of September. It leaves on September 30th. So stopping by next week on Wednesday for our Traveling Science Kickoff Party is a great chance to come on down, see something cool outside, and then check out that exhibit inside.
And even beyond the outdoor and the indoor activities next week and beyond at the Michigan Science Center, there's also a lot that people can do to participate in all the fun and the learning experiences online. Can you tell us about some of the online experiences too, Anna?
Yeah, so our website is full of resources that are designed for students and families who are learning at home this summer, but also for educators as we prepare to kick back off another really awesome school year. I know that we are really excited for this year of school. So people can connect with us online through our Echo Live program. So we do facilitate virtual free webinars, which everyone can tune into. They can check out a cool demonstration or see an engineering challenge, which they can then take home and try at home in some cases. And then, of course, we like to do some do not try this at home science on that show as well, because that's what we do, is we like to do the kind of more dangerous, maybe a little bit too messy stuff here at the Michigan Science Center. But those things are super fun to watch online, or if you get to see them here in person, even better.
More information at mi-sci.org, mi-sci.org. For more information from the Michigan Science Center, we're joined by their Director of Programs, Anna Sterner, on the Megacast. And again, as she mentioned, Echo Live, 171 episodes and counting. You can watch them all back on their Facebook page as well as on YouTube by going to their website, mi-sci.org. And you can also join them live for the new episodes too by following them on their website as well. And as you and your team are working on putting together new programs at the Michigan Science Center, what are you looking for to kind of expand on what programs you've already had, but also continue that reputation of interactive experiences that really get the whole family engaged, but also are focused on some of those younger people and learning the sciences?
Yeah, absolutely. So we like to say here that our role as a science center is really to put you at the center of science. No matter who you are, whether that's you as a student, we have fun things for you to try. We have experiments that you can do at home, things that you can try here with us inside the building. Or if you're an educator, we are always trying to design new experiences that help you to support your classroom learning. You know, we're in a really unique spot as an informal learning institution where we really get to inspire curiosity through things like playful learning or exploration. So students not necessarily being quizzed or tested on something that they'll be reading in a book or being tested on later, but really allowing them to have that curiosity to be good stewards of the world. You know, we want to inspire people to use science and understand science in order to understand the world around them. Just knowing that that's part of your life no matter what, whether you choose to go into a science degree or a science career, STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math are a part of all of our lives. So even you and I connecting right now, there's so much STEM going on. It's incredible. So just having students to understand the world around them is really the work that we do. And we are always interested to hear from our community. So from our students and families, from educators, from librarians, from community members and community partners, we want to be your science hub. So however we can help people, reach out to us, visit our websites, come visit us, because we want to keep designing new programs that are designed to suit you and what you are learning.
We're joined by Anna Sterner on the Megacast. She's the Director of Programs at the Michigan Science Center with us on today's edition of the program. You can find more information on all of their programs now and in the future by visiting mi-sci.org. That's mi-sci.org. And again, their upcoming event celebrating traveling science programs with Aramco Americas joins them next week, Wednesday, August 24th, 10 a.m. until noon at the Michigan Science Center. 10 a.m. until noon, August 24th. More information can be found on their website at mi-sci.org. And again, as Anna said, the museum in total is open as well. The Michigan Science Center remains open during that day. So you can join them for the 10 to noon event with Aramco Americas and then head inside for more fun all throughout the day. Anna, just another couple minutes with you before we'll say goodbye today. Anything else that we haven't discussed today that would be interesting for our audience to keep in mind, or things that they should be looking out for in the future from the Michigan Science Center?
Yes, absolutely. There's always new stuff coming. So like we said, our Popnology exhibit is here until the end of September, but keep your eyes out. Follow us on social media and check out our website to hear an announcement about the traveling exhibit that is queued up and coming next. I'm not allowed to tell people just yet what it is, but I am super excited for it to be here, and it is a great one for students and families and field trip groups alike. But we are most excited next week to kick back off our traveling science program for another year. Last year, we served over 46,000 people in just 12 months, and those people were all across the state of Michigan. So we go as far as the UP and even to Ohio in a couple cases, but the majority of the work that we do is right here in the Tri-County area. We visit schools and libraries right here in Wayne, Oakland, and Macomb County, and we are always looking to bring new experiences to you. So we are very excited for our event next week. Remember, that's taking place August 24th from 10 a.m. to noon here at the Michigan Science Center. You can reserve your tickets to come in the building online just by visiting our website, mi-sci.org. And like we said, follow us on social media. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, in order to see all the exciting updates that are coming next.
Well, Anna, we appreciate you joining us. Thank you very much. Their event next week with Aramco Americas, Wednesday next week, August 24th, 10 a.m. until noon. And of course, more information on that and other programs through the Michigan Science Center now and in the future can be found at mi-sci.org. That is going to do it for this Thursday edition of the Megacast. As always, you can keep up to date on all of our programs, find us on demand, and learn more about all of our partnering TV, radio, and streaming outlets that join us every single day for our live shows, 10 a.m. until 11 a.m. Now, it used to be 10 a.m. until noon. We have reduced that back to 1 hour, kind of make it a really compact, fast-paced show that gives you the news, gives you some information, gives you some previews of fun happening in communities all across the state of Michigan. Every Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. until 11 o'clock throughout our network. Find it in your local community at civiccentertv.com/megacast, where you can also find it on demand if we don't air in your hometown, or if you're not able to join us for our live show or join us live to tape on different parts of our network, such as Orion Neighborhood Television in Lake Orion and Orion Township. You can always find us online, civiccentertv.com/megacast, as well as on My Michigan TV's website at mymytv.com, mymytv.com for more information on our program and their other original programming all about the state of Michigan for Michiganders just like you. And you can watch that all their content at MyMy for free on their website, of course, mymytv.com, as well as on their free apps for your smart TVs and your smartphones. You'll always have original and imported content from across the Great Lakes State, all about the Great Lakes State, right on your phone with the free My Michigan TV app. While you're on civiccentertv.com's website, checking out all of our partnering stations for the Megacast, head over to our local news page for updated information on COVID-19 from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention at the federal level, at the state level from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services, and locally in Oakland County from the Oakland County Health Division. You'll also find articles making headlines all across the state on the COVID front and beyond. While you're reading those articles, clicking through, reading the supporting materials and other articles from these publications, if you have the means to do so, we highly encourage you to subscribe and support journalism on your local level at the grassroots in your community. Again, civiccentertv.com/local-news, or click on our local news link at the top of our page at civiccentertv.com. Big thank you to everybody that joined us on today's edition of the Megacast. John Fidel from the city of Royal Oak, as well as Lily Ristau and Amy Aubry from the Hazel Park Arts Council. Of course, Kristin Benton from Volunteers of America of Michigan, and Anna Sterner from the Michigan Science Center. Again, civiccentertv.com/megacast for all of those. That is it for today's edition of the program. Thank you to our crew as well, Jared Clark and Calvin Brown at Master Control, and our producer, the king of television, as we call him, Larry Nyland. We'll be back tomorrow with a new edition of the Megacast.